Hello and welcome to my unboxing and first look at the Legion Sicaran Omega Tank Destroyer. Now this model isn't up for pre-order yet. There are no rules, unfortunately. I tried to squeeze the rules out of the designers and things that made this model, but they weren't giving anything away. And the rules weren't there on a sheet or anything like that, unfortunately. So for now, we can, let's just say that these plasma weapons can just destroy Warlord Titans. Shall we just agree that that's the rule set? Good. Now that we're on the same page, so I picked up this tank at the Forge World Open Day. We all agreed that the pictures don't do it justice. It makes the cannons look massive or too gainly, but they're actually quite thin, delicate things. So we'll have a look at them in here. So what I'll do is I'll just open this. And yeah, one of these models will cost you £82, a lot of money. Everybody, including myself, would really like all the turrets for the Sicaran separate. They've got 4 variants with 4 different turrets now. It's about time that they sold them separate, because the way Forge World is going, they'll be bankrupt very soon. They won't at all. They can continue doing this. They don't really, it's not really going to affect them that much. But what my main point is that I'd much rather see them make and sell the turrets separate. You know, £20, something like that. And then it gives you the option, if you've bought a Sicaran or a couple of Sicarans, to just vary them up and put different turrets, because the turrets are compatible with all the Sicarans. Obviously not the Venator, but you know, ones that you can put a turret on. So let's have a look at the pieces. So obviously it's £3 more than your normal Sicaran tank, your Arcus and your Punisher. So this is what the hull looks like. It looks like it's exactly the same as a normal Sicaran tank hull. That's the bottom plate. I recently made the Punisher, so this will be a walk in the park, I would have thought. These are new. These go on the plasma weapon. Speaking of which, here are the rules right here. Certified by CF. And if you have a look, right down there, it says mortal wound Warlord Titan. So there we go. I think case is closed on that one. That is what it's going to look like, but mine is just going to be all black. Retrofitted to allow the Sicaran hull to carry heavier firepower, the Omega is a formidable tank hunter. The main weaponry of the Omega reflects this stopgap approach, being imperfect, oversized copies of the Mechanicum's plasma fusel weaponry, and relying on the brutal application of overwhelming force to reduce enemy armour to wrecks instead of precise annihilation of more advanced weapons. Now, to me, that sounds like it's going to be more shots, lower strength, lower AP, to eventually destroy a tank or heavy armour, rather than precise annihilation, as it says. So rules wise, I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether you can even use this in 40k. You could the Punisher and the Arcus. I would think that you can for this one. But like I said, unfortunately, no rules at the event, which is a shame, because even if they had them on like a sheet of paper, that might influence people buying the model. As always though, beautiful instruction guide. We're in the future now. I think we've definitely gone forward from crappy black and white pieces of instruction, which weren't really instruction, it was just pictures of the model at different stages. Now you've got a full, I say colour, sort of is instruction guide with an exploded view of all the pieces, the numbering of all the pieces, the description of them all. It's got a plasma generator, a proper Omega plasma generator apparently. You can have las cannons, you can have heavy bolters, and it's just called an Omega plasma. I would have thought it's an Omega plasma cannon or an Omega plasma barrel, but there you go. So that is literally a copy and paste from the Sicaran. If you don't believe me, I'll go and get that instruction book and show you right now. But this is where it gets new. That's a copy and paste, but just this lower section here. So again, no reason why they can't just grab that, put it on a sheet and bundle that in with the turret separate, £20. I'd be all over that. I'm sure many people would, because many people would be all over getting new turrets for their Sicarans at £20 than having to fork out £82 or £80 now that we're having to pay for new variants or new options for the same variant, if that makes sense. They do it for a lot smaller models. It's not just the Warlord tie-in where you pay your £100 for a Bellicosa Volcano cannon. It's not just your Warhound where you buy different weapons. They do it for Dreadnoughts and Contemptor Dreadnoughts, so they can pretty damn well do it for a full resin kit tank. I think not having the option to buy them, I mean, I don't want to use the word force because nobody's forcing anybody to do anything, but I think having an option to buy the turret separately would definitely be a move in the right direction. And people that aren't prepared to pay almost £100 for a medium-sized tank would be more prepared just to buy the turret. But hey. Speaking of which, this is the turret. Looks quite funky. Got some venting there. Take it that's where you actually slot them on. This is the targeting little array. A bit different than the Punisher. I don't think that had that on. I think it was all built on. These are the Mega Plasma barrels. Very reminiscent of the Sunfury Plasma Cannon. The Sunfury Plasma Annihilator, I do apologise. With this sort of curved bank of charges or heat coils or whatever they are. And then this is the long barrel. Notice how I said it was thinner in sort of real life. It looks quite different to the picture. It must be it's the colouring or something, but it does look different. Before I thought that was going to be huge and overpowering for the model, but no, it works quite well in the flesh, and you'll see in the review. Then you get all these power cabling, odd on their model. If you can see it slightly, I saw it in the flesh, but they've coloured each cable like blue, green, red. To be fair, I think I'm just going to have mine black and then just highlight with grey. We got another power cabling that's broken off from the sprue and escaped. So that's all the new parts, really. The Omega Plasma, these power feeds, I want to say, and the cabling and the turret. That's all your new parts right there. That's it. Okay, that's all your new parts. I don't think that would cost any more than £20, maybe 25 at a push. But everything else is the same as a normal Sicaran, which you pay your £79 for normally. And this will be one side. Good job, very good job. I'm impressed with that. Hardly any slippage on that side. Better than my Punisher. Yeah, that is a really clean, smooth mould piece, even, whatever. Yeah, very smooth, very, very impressed. Let's have a look at the other side. Again, very impressed. No slippage along there, like the Punisher. Yeah, but look at that, see? That's a bit of the releasing agent stuck on there, look. So you just be careful. You need to sort of really scrape that off. You can't really, warm soapy water and a brush won't get that off. You need either hard wire brush, or don't go too crazy because you don't want to scratch the armour. Bit of slippage there, but that's easily remedied. Yeah, stunning two pieces there. Very impressed. And finally, let's have a look at these pieces here. This is just what you get in your normal Sicaran anyway. So no real new things here. You get your front of the tank, the rear of the tank, sponson armour parts. You get your heavy bolter front. So yeah, you can equip it with 3 heavy bolters if you wish, and the Mega Plasma Cannon, or you can have 2 las cannons, a heavy bolter, and that. So it's well equipped for weapons, and that's on all of them. You know, these little Sicarans definitely deal out a fair bit of firepower. And then you've got the targeting array for the sponsons, the hatch, the sponson mounts, weapon mounts, and the exhausts. You get the 4 exhausts there, the las cannons, the heavy bolters, the ammunition feeds for the heavy bolters, and then the parts that the sponsons sort of glue onto or magnetise onto, whichever you prefer. So yeah, there you go. That is my look at the new Sicaran Omega tank. The Arcus is available to pre-order. It looks a lot like a Scorpius, you know, that sort of barrel-fed missile launcher type thing. I wasn't hugely keen on that, but I'm more keen on this and the Punisher, of course. I'll try and get my review out of it on this, but the priority at the moment is the Orion gunship, so you might have to wait a week or so for this to be built, although I can squeeze one of these out quite quickly because they're so fun and straightforward to build. If I've got enough magnets, I need to find some magnets. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.